It's Friday, March 8th. Happy International Women's Day. Here's what's making the news. Following his commitment made during the recent meeting with the leader of the opposition on Wednesday, March 6, President David Granger today met with the chairman and commissioners of the Guyana Elections Commission at his office.
The government is in no way interfering or intruding in the constitutional role and duty of the commission. It is for the commission to advise me that it is ready, and I will then proclaim a date. Naturally, I would like to proclaim a date that is sanctioned by the National Assembly and the Constitution. But we have not intruded in the work of the Commission, and we are prepared to support the Commission in what it has been doing. It is not for me to overrule the Commission. It is not for anybody. The Commission is independent. It is not for anybody to give the Commission instructions as to when the elections are to be held.
The head of state says the government had an enlightening and useful engagement with the chairman and commissioners of the Guyana Elections Commission this morning.
There are some differences. We did not feel that the differences are irreconcilable, but there needs to be a fresh search for agreement between the competing opinions in the Commission.
The President says much attention has been focused on the voters list, and while agreeing this is central to elections and a normal part of democracy, the government does not want any citizen to be disenfranchised.
And it is evident from the evidence provided at the meeting this morning that the list is bloated, given the size of our population, and much attention is focused on sanitizing that list. As far as we are concerned on the government side, we did not receive the sort of guidance that we need to enable me as president to make a proclamation to actually announce a date. But we have kept the door open, and we have asked the Guyana Election Commission to go back to the drawing board to examine how quickly and how easily they could arrive at a consensual position.
The head of state says it is unfortunate that a date could not be given for elections. However, he is confident that if GECOM could resolve or reconcile the different points of view which exist on the commission, Guyanese can look forward to having elections as early as possible. For InfoHub, Felicia Valenzuela.
The government remains adamant that the reinstatement of workers laid off by Rusal is the only way forward for negotiations to begin.
The issues can be settled if you have reinstatement today. But this reinstatement today is the beginning and the first step. And then from there, as mature people, internationally as well as locally, we can then sit down and say, let us now forget what happened in the past. Let us see how we can work out a modus vivendi.
Minister within the Ministry of Social Protection, Keith Scott, addressing the way forward with the United Company Russian aluminum-controlled bauxite company of Guyana. Minister Scott said the government has sent proposals to both Rusal and the trade unions to outline their grievances in writing. He assured the workers that the government stands firmly behind them.
The government has so far spoken out forcefully and said that there can be no equivocation as to their being required to be reinstated, right? The other issues, recognition and so on, that is, the union has made that position quite clear. The Russians have also told us that they don't have a problem with the union, they have a problem with personalities. Hence, if they don't have a problem with the union, at some point, that's why I said earlier, let us reduce your problem in writing to us. Unions will reduce their problem in writing to us, and that helps us to get to the common ground. But what is non-negotiable is that you have got to begin with the reinstatement.
For InfoHub, Alexis Rodney.
On this day set aside to honor social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women, some of our female leaders in government share their thoughts.
Sisters, let us live the theme for this year's International Women's Day celebration. Think equal, so that we will accept no less than equal status. Build smart. Seize every opportunity for relevant training and development. Innovate for change. Refuse to be defined by others. Rather, think outside the box. Happy International Women's Day, my sisters of Guyana.
My warm wishes go out to all Guyanese women and girls. Today, we dominate the justice system, the education system, and the health system. But this must not be the end to our efforts to create a gender balance in our society. And I am proud of our women and would love to see that they make greater advances and put up a better fight to be the best.
We have to speak up and to speak out more. So I would say to women that I want to see more of you involved at the community level, in the regional administration. I want to see more ordinary Guyanese represented.
My advice to women out there is that we should make use of all the opportunities that we are being offered. I would say live your full life, enjoy your country, and make sacrifices to help other people, whether it's the young, middle-aged, or old.
A 5.5 megawatt power station was today commissioned at Canfield, East Berbice, Quarantine.
In his address, Minister of Public Infrastructure David Patterson spoke of the importance of this upgrade and the many more upgrades to come as GPL continues to increase its capacity.
This plant is the first of 3 plants that will be commissioned this year, this half of the year. In a week's time, we will be commissioning a plant in Anna, Regina, and Essequibo. And then shortly after that, we'll be commissioning a plant in Bartica, which is in keeping with our commitment.
The minister also indicated that the ministry remains firm in President Granger's vision to transform Guyana into a green state.
The ministry, in conjunction with GPL, have already embarked on several renewable energy projects. The CEO mentioned them. I just would like to highlight a couple. We will be installing 30 megawatts of solar with storage into the Demerara interconnected grid. We also will be installing 10 megawatts of wind into the grid.
Meanwhile, CEO of GPL, Mr. Albert Gordon, spoke of plans of getting consumers more involved, not only with power efficiency, but in looking to have major producers give to the grid. Reporting for InfoHub, Nikosi Bruce.
Community policing groups being established in several regions, Education Ministry engages parents in BV, and Smithsonian Institute to collaborate with government. The details when we return. Stay with us.
The future of Guyana has never looked better. Our nation is on the cusp of a development program like never seen before. While Guyana is now emerging as an energy giant through the discovery of massive reserves of oil and natural gas, it is your government's intention that the huge benefits emerging from this will go where it matters most, to you, the people of this beloved country. There is a surge of confidence in the way Guyana is governed once again, and the level of investor interest is unprecedented. Guyana is poised to become the breadbasket of the region, and the pace at which this nation will grow through prudent fiscal management will be nothing short of impressive. But more than anything else will be the way every Guyanese, regardless of color, class, or creed, becomes a part of this historic period of national transformation, sharing in the wealth and well-being of it all as one Guyana.
Welcome back. Officials from the Smithsonian Institute on Thursday met with Minister of State Joseph Harmon at the Ministry of the Presidency to expand collaboration in several areas. Following the meeting, head of the delegation, research scientist Michael Brom, said the discussions focused on the long-term investment in research and exploration in Guyana.
The opportunities for using those long-term resources in data and information to help inform policymaking for the future of Guyana in terms of sustainable development, conservation and natural resources, but also the development of sustainable livelihoods for people both in the interior and on the coast.
The Smithsonian Institution is the world's largest museum, education and research complex with 19 museums. Its aim is to shape the future by preserving heritage, discovering new knowledge, and sharing resources with the world. Regions 1, 7, and 8 now have community policing groups to enhance security in these regions. Minister of Public Security Kemraj Ramjatan notes that this move follows a call by the head of state.
This was disclosed as the community policing groups rolled out their month of activities for their 43rd anniversary. Minister Ramjatan said the move was in keeping with a call by President David Granger in relation to the influx of immigrants in border communities.
We feel that all of this is very much necessary, and of course the Ministry of Public Security has been giving tremendous support to these various groups in the form of assets, ATVs, vehicles, the uniforms, and all the other paraphernalia that is required. And because of this, we have been having very high success rates in sharing information with the police in relation to some very serious offenses.
In 2018, there was a significant increase in number of CPG patrols, from 5,000 to 9,000. This increased CPG Administrator Dennis Pompey said has yielded tremendous benefits.
This has helped us to uncover intelligence of criminal activities, such as the carjacking ring that was dismantled on the East Coast and in Suzak-Linden Highway, and the illegal airstrip which was found in Region 9. Also in Kokwani, we were able to recover stolen equipment such as the outboard engine.
The Public Security Minister commended the CPGs for the work they have done and is urging more persons to get on board to help create a safer Guyana. Reporting for InfoHub, Ayana George.
As the Ministry of Education continues its engagement with parents of grade 6 students, Education Minister Dr. Nicolette Henry on Thursday stressed the importance of parent involvement during a meeting.
Over 450 parents attended the engagement held at the Betafawaktin Kwamana Primary School yesterday to interact with education officials to find solutions to problems facing parents and students. Minister of Education Dr. Nicolette Henry told the parents that it is important to have the communities and parents involved in their children's education.
We want to ensure that each generation that comes behind you is better prepared, and so we have to put in the hard work. Collectively, all of us, not only the minister because she's a politician. While I serve as a politician, I'm also a parent, I'm a mother, and I'm a member of the community, and so I understand the realities and the constraints that we face each and every day.
Parents were also in high praise of the initiatives developed by the ministry to improve student performance over the last few years. This is the 4th round of engagement with parents and guardians as the ministry continues in its mission aimed at increasing parental support and involvement for students slated to write the NGSA this April. Previous sessions were recently held in the Matakai Sub-District, North Georgetown District, in the Quarantine, and in New Amsterdam. From the Betafawaktin Kwamana Primary School on the east coast of Demerara with videographer Kareem Peters, Natisha Isaacs for InfoHub.
That's all for this evening. Connect with us on WhatsApp, like and subscribe to our Facebook page for notifications, and subscribe to our website for more stories. You can also follow us on Instagram for updates. Have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Goodbye.